Hi there, Aries. It's Maria from the Tarot Shop here, and this is your reading or your tarot reading for the month of January in 2025. I don't know about you, but I think this year went particularly quickly. It zoomed past before I knew what happened. So I feel quite optimistic about 2025 psychically. So I feel that it's going to be a year for significant changes, as long as we embrace them. I think a lot of us are going to be feeling stuck in the past, but we're going to be presented with opportunities throughout the year to expand and change things. And I do believe that it's a year of actualization. So I hope that I remember to say that in the rest of the videos. But I do feel very positive about 2025. So without further ado, if you've been here before, you know the drill. I will take an oracle card and then do a quick tarot spread for you to see what's coming for the month of January. As always, I say, if it doesn't fit, do not try and make it fit. Check out your rising or your moon signs as well, because it may be that there's a message there for you instead. So without further ado, Aries, January 2025. Inspiration. So what's that going to be relative to? Let's put the cards on. Aries 2025. I'll be popping up a year's spread in the next few days. They do take some time to load up on YouTube. So, because they're quite long ones, so, right, okay. So let's have a look here. Two major arcanas. So we've got a significant shift happening here in January for you, Aries. It's with regards to, I feel, primarily about focus and about traditional roles, and also breaking free of the traditional roles in order to learn some new skills. So that's kind of like the theme of it, is that you're moving away from your current role into a new, more exciting. So it is very inspiring and it's very exciting. You're going to embrace something new that's going to break you free from the chains of the past. So it's a shift, but it's a slow shift. So we start the month basically you're going to have some encounter here with somebody who cares about you. Now this can be somebody, this is the Knight of Cups. So this is somebody who's coming into your life very early on in the beginning of the month, because it's the first card that starts the month. This person comes in and says, somebody who cares about you, have you thought about this opportunity? There's an emotional connection here. It's significant enough for the cards to talk about it. It can be it's somebody who you care about and who cares about you deeply is returning into your life at the beginning of the month in a significant way to give you some news about how to, I want to say, learn. Okay, you've got some skill set here. You have some skills that you have not put out into the world. You don't feel confident about it. It's something that you can do, and there's some resistance here from your point. So imagine you've got this skill set and actually it needs to go out in the world. It's for sharing, you know, it's something that you have this knowledge and on how to do something. It's a skill set. And this person spending time with you at the beginning of the month is saying, look, have you thought about how to share that with the world? Because you are in this position as the teacher. So you can share that information. And they're saying to you, I wouldn't say necessarily that forms into anything. This year feels very much, Aries, like you're going to step up into the role of teacher. There's something here to share, and there's something here that you already know or experienced that you need to share with those that are lower knowledge than you. So for example, if this is not on a spiritual basis, like say for example you've got a skill set and you want to share it with the world, this is about you teaching. And if it isn't actually on a spiritual plane, then this will be at work. So you've got something, you can set some processes in work that will make the life easier for other people around you. So it's about colleagues at work, it's about helping, it's about for the greater good, that kind of thing. And it's significant enough that it's actually starting the year. But I do feel that for Aries, this year you're going to lead by example. And you need to, in the middle of the month, so you're going to consider it. It's not anything that, this is the beginning of it. It's the crystallization of the idea. Okay, so expect that theme to be presented at you time and time and time again throughout the month. What is it that I can share with the world? What can I teach others? How can I make life easier for others in some way? Is there some message that I need to impart? How am I going to do that? And you're not to have all the answers right now, by the way. This is just about this other person. So there's the clue. Somebody who cares about that you have a deep connection with says to you, have you thought about putting this out into the world? Excuse me, my throat. And you have something to say. That's why my throat was a little bit. Okay, so in the middle of the month, this significant encounter here, then you start being inspired about it. So it's a very inspirational month. You need to make a decision in the middle of the month over. So this is a different thing. That's about the thing that your goal, if you like, your journey throughout the year. This is about, I need to deal with the nitty-gritties of, there's some encounter in the month where you need to make a decision about what to do emotionally. So it's an emotional decision. There's an emotional connection here. It feels as if it's somebody who's younger. So it could be, well, it's anybody who's younger than you. It feels immature. This can usually be, it feels a family member. So there's a family member here who's younger than you, and you need to make a decision or to take the blindfolds off to see things as they really are. I feel that you have probably been nurturing them and mothering them, or having a very paternal role. So this is about, you've been taking care, and it's about making a decision about possibly popping them in the right path, like trying to help them see how they can get themselves. It's about supporting them in making their own decisions. You very much have been taking a very active role in leadership for this person, but it's about releasing that a little bit, and actually they need to have a little bit more autonomy on their other decisions. We can't live our lives for other people. Sometimes it's really difficult because we want to save them from themselves to some degree, but actually life is our own personal journey, and it's their own personal journey. So the cards have felt that significant enough to pop in and say, look, if you do have an encounter with a family member mid-month, you need to make the decision to let them stand on their own 2 feet. Okay, just for whatever this is that's occurring this month. I don't mean abandon them, but it just means that something's happening and you're being reminded by the cards that actually you need to make a decision to allow them to make this emotional decision themselves. Or it can be that you need to make a decision. Okay, so, but there's something there. And then towards the end of the month, we've got this skill set here. Now, look, you have... you start off the beginning of the month by being inspired. Remember, the key word is teaching, to share. And at the end of the month, you start putting that into some form. So the month feels as if it's caught up in busyness. It feels like you're just really very active. Then at the end of the month, you're able to say, right, okay, I feel that this is how I can do it. So you're going to manifest. It's Pentacles, so it's the apprenticeship card. So you're basically now crystallizing that into something that you can put out into the world. So you might even be forming a business plan or something. And then come the end of the month, you're like, okay, I can see how this can work, and I can make some money out of this, or I can get a pay rise, or it's all about learning a new skill. You're taking it to the next. So even though I said you could already do it, this is about taking it to the next level. And this can be something around the lines of you actually decide to get a certificate, or you get some form of apprenticeship mark against your name at the end of the month. So you're crystallizing it, you're forming this idea. and then you become consumed with it. Now, I would say to you, when the devil comes in, you know, the devil is in the detail, and actually it becomes really quite distracting. And I always say to everybody, when you get the devil, stay on task. Don't get distracted too much. At the end of the month, it feels like you're going to have lots of little offers of this, that, and everything else, and you're going to get easily distracted. You know, the devil tempts us away from our goal and says, look, you know, just, I always say it's a classic shiny card. Shiny things. Here's all these shiny things you can look at, and actually you need to stay focused. So you're going to crystallize it. You're going to get an idea as to how you can actually put this out into the world, whatever this is. But don't get distracted too much. Don't get too like, oh, I could do this, 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 and this. Stay with the one common thing that came at the beginning of the month, rather than getting awfully distracted with all these other things that you could do as well. So stay on task, stay focused, is what the cards are saying for January. Now, I'm going to, as I said, I'll upload the rest of the year, so you'll get a flavour for what this is. And I wonder if this teacher thing is going to come through, or this sharing is going to come through for the rest of the year. So you start, somebody else gives you that idea. There's the trigger. You've got this little emotional thing that's happening in the middle of the month where you need to let go and let somebody else to make their decisions. You know, it's you can't lead them anymore. You need to decide to do that, though, and it has a significant change in the relationship because you release. And then you then have this thing, right, okay, well, I can crystallize this stuff now. You're getting some ideas about something, how to turn this idea into a financial reward. But you go off on a tangent. You know, there's a danger here that you may get extremely distracted. So I would probably suggest that it's a good idea to crystallize it, make the business plan, and don't get too many things going on at the same time. The cards are suggesting choose your, you know, I say choose your poison, like choose your goal. Choose what it is that you want to stick at, and stick with that one thing until next month brings in something fresh. Okay, well, some other continuation of this. Okay, so that was very riddles, wasn't it? But hopefully it makes sense to you. And as I said, if it doesn't, then don't try and make it fit. Check out your moon or your rising. Okay, so that's it. Happy New Year, Aries. And I will speak to you soon when I give you the 12 months ahead. Okay, take care then. Bye-bye. And thanks very much for your time.